Thank you. I first came to Russia in 1966, and I was buying all of my rubles on the black market back in those days. And I will say that the Russians have a much better exchange rate policy now than they did in 1966, although it did make my trip to Russia very cheap back in 1966 because the black market premium was astronomical. I'm not sure what's going to happen to the ruble. I have no position in the ruble at the moment. I do know that the central bank is on record as saying it will not go below 41. Well, I've been investing in currencies for many, many years, and I know that whenever a central bank has drawn a line in the sand like that, it has never held. The market has more money than any central bank, and the market knows where they can sell and where they shouldn't sell. And unless the Russians are going to do something to improve things greatly, you're going to see that line in the sand erased by the market, which has more money than any central bank. What I am doing in the currency market, since that's the purpose of this discussion, the only currency I've been buying in the last few months or a year has been the yen. I expect the yen to go up another 10–15%, at which point I'll have the problem of what to do with the yen if it does happen, because the yen is not going to continue to go up forever because there are many serious problems in Japan. The next problem, and the U.S. dollar is going up. The U.S. dollar is going up for artificial reasons. It's going up because there are huge short positions in the U.S. dollar all over the world that have built up over the last 7 or 8 years. What's happening is all the speculators, all the people who've been short the dollar are being forced to cover. The American press says the dollar is going up as a safe haven or some balderdash like that. It's not going up because of a safe haven. The U.S. has been far from being a safe haven in 2009, 2010. It's going up because the short sellers are being forced to cover. My plan with the U.S. dollar is sometimes this year to get out of all of my U.S. dollars. I am an American citizen, but I hope by this time next year I own 0 American dollars, because the U.S. dollar is a terribly flawed currency that has terrible problems. We're going to have sometime this year or next, we're going to have serious financial problems starting several places, but the next, or one of the next problems is probably going to start in the currency markets. We're going to have some currency crises this year, whether it's in the pound, starts with the pound sterling or the U.S. dollar or some other currency, the ruble, who knows what. But we're going to have many, many, many more currency problems. I don't know which currency I will wind up in. I own several at the moment, waiting for this how it's going to sort out. I own the euro, the Swiss franc, the Norwegian krona, the Danish krona, the Swedish krona. I own the yen, the Chinese renminbi, the Singapore dollar, the Australian dollar, and the New Zealand dollar. But where I will go when I get out of the yen, I have no idea. But do prepare yourselves, because there are going to be spectacular opportunities in the currency markets as these currency crises unravel in the next year or two. Because one thing that I didn't mention was that I don't expect the euro to survive either down the road. I own the euro at the moment, and the world desperately needs something like the euro. The euro is not a debtor entity like the U.S. It's a huge economy, et cetera, but unfortunately I don't think it's going to be around in 15 or 20 years, so, although I do own it now. So when I said I'm looking for a new currency or to buy after I sell my yen, I'm quite serious about that. I don't see any strong candidates on the horizon. I suspect it's going to be something I haven't thought about yet, that I don't already own. Maybe the Brazilian currency, maybe Malaysia. I mean, to my astonishment, it's going to be somebody I haven't thought of. And if any of you know what's going to be the next terrific currency value, do not blurt it out. You come up here afterwards and whisper in my